Oh, yesterday, again, we had that beautiful blue sky day, and on a blue sky day in Luzhou, if you don't go outside, you're a fool, because they don't come often enough.
And it's not just us. The entire city comes out.
Everybody goes out. And so we went out to the White Tower, which is a very Chinese-y, traditional-looking monument that we've inquired several times about, like, the significance and the history. And the most information we really got is it's the White Tower.
It's a tower.
Yeah.
And it is white.
Yeah. And they used to have a whole bunch of street vendors and food stalls, and like they would set up little children's activities, and the crowd would be so bustling and super fun. And now the police are cleaning up the city, and so all that's gone, which is kind of a bummer, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice. It's all maintenanced, and there's shrubbery,
it
and
looks
it's
beautiful.
Clean and beautiful. But there's nobody in it other than a passage to walk to the police.
Yeah, because there's
art gallery.
There's a big square, and then there's stores around the side, but those stores, they're like baby clothes stores. It's not. It's not a replacement for what was lost. But we went there with the intention of filming a little bit around the tower and getting like some kind of crowd shots. But because there's nothing there anymore, and it's all in direct sun, no one was hanging out in the square. And the White Tower is under construction, so you can't actually get close enough to it to get the shot that we wanted. So that was like...
Once again, when we first got here, tower was fine. You could walk right up almost into it.
Yeah.
And then it was under construction for like 4 years.
Yeah. And then repainted it for a while.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
And now it's back under construction. I don't think anything happened.
Yeah.
They're not repainting a different color. It's not becoming the orange tower.
Is it a boondoggle? Is this our big dig? Boston people, you know what I'm talking about.
Boston people.
But yeah, so we went with the intention of filming this, and then, have to be ready for plans to change. We instead got noodles at the one noodle place that survived the cleanse. That's like way in the back corner.
Which I think I'm pretty sure it's just for people that like work in the stores that are around the shopping center.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Because it's not a place where people weren't lining up like coming from around town or anything.
Yeah.
It literally is like a hole on the side of a building.
Yeah.
With a couple of
tables. But it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, we ended up eating there a bunch of times throughout the years. And
fresh noodles. Yeah. A fun atmosphere. We like the street side or the sidewalk seating. We like eating in alleys.
Yeah.
And then on the way out of the square, we found they had. So there in this square, there's also a fountain that we've never, ever, ever, ever seen turned on. A friend told us that maybe it's on like every other Saturday or something to conserve water, but we've never, ever seen it turned on.
Which is pretty standard for a lot of public areas and private. Like, there's beautiful fountains all over the city, and I think all over cities in general in China.
Yeah.
But they're never turned on.
Yeah, in our last apartment complex before this one, there was a huge water feature and stairs, and like it must have been really impressive if they ever had turned it on, but they didn't. And so now they like maintained it after it rained and filled up with rainwater. They cleaned it and emptied it, and I think it looks impressive initially, and then is a pain. Maybe they're expensive to keep up, and
it must
waste
be really
a lot
expensive.
of water. And
I
don't know. So, yeah.
Because it isn't. It's elaborate like 𝗖𝗵cie fountains that are like shooting water and shoots of pathways that go down areas and into. It's way over. It's like everything is done Vegas size as much as possible.
But then there's no money to. Actually keep it going.
Or
they don't want to spend money.
Yeah, that's, I think, it. Like, they're just like, this is ridiculous. I'm not turning the lights on today.
Yeah, it's not so much like dereliction as no. Right. We enticed you with this water feature, and now we're not turning it on.
Everyone moved in. I'm not having to turn
who am
it
I selling to now?
Yeah.
You already live
there. You're home from work at 6 o'clock.
But anyway, so kind of on top of where this fountain is, that doesn't turn on. They had a little a public photo exhibit, and so we looked close, and they're like, I thought they were nice photos. They were well composed, and
we might even know the photographer for all we know.
But then we realized that the theme of the photography exhibition was, "Aren't the police great?" Which is kind of funny. And I do think, since really last year, Chinese New Year, there's been like a big push to like improve the police's standing in the community.
Yeah.
Because now we also, in addition to like the home visits saying like, this is your police officer, give us a call if you ever need us or see crime. Our community police officer, she has there's a big poster in our lobby, and she's got a picture of like glamour shot, and like, it's funny. It's just funny.
Well, and then this exhibit is not only as like a big public thing, like it isn't just kind of posted up on bulletin boards like it was like some kind of like news flash. These are like artsy photos, and well, some of them are like some nice shots of teams marching or something in squares, but like some of them are like the young guys like practicing all their different militarized moves, like so there's like blur action shots with their teeth and like, you know, super like they look like cover
action movie.
Yeah, magazine movie like kind of like
like a Time magazine spread on war torn.
Yeah, and whatever kind of like,
I mean, it was not depicting war, but it was that flavor of photojournalism of like gritty and real and action.
They're in training like with the special, like, here's the money that we spend on shields and batons, and so like they're all like posed with like action blurs around them and streams of light.
Soft culture show of force.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, I would say, like, if I was a little boy walking past it, I'd look at that and go like, I want to do that when I grow up.
Oh yeah. A lot of my kids say in that lesson they say they would like to be police.
Yeah, it looks freaking cool.
Yeah.
But it's also, that is your art.
Right.
That was created this week for the senator.
Yeah, that's
of the
the
city.
public art is yay police.
Yeah, great.